My father, the child of the baby boomer generation, recalls having cod every Friday night as a kid. He claims that it was an American classic and a staple in the average middle-income East Coast family meal plan. Families across the United States began to rely on the cheap prices of market cod. The price was once so low over the years because the fishing regulations on cod were not sustainably mapped out, so fishermen could reel in large quantities for low prices.
Atlantic cod used to be an abundant fish that was easily accessible to fishermen in coastal communities off the coasts of Maine and Nova Scotia. The Atlantic cod is a cold water species that inhabits waters from Greenland to North Carolina in the West Atlantic Ocean and along the coast of Iceland and Europe. Cod prefer to live in temperatures between 2 to 8 degrees Celsius and between depths of 10 to 200 meters. Cod can inhabit a wide array of habitats, from rocky shores to sandy seabeds. They are carnivores and will eat any animal small enough for them to engulf. Cod spawn from January to March, and females can produce up to 500,000 eggs per kilogram of body weight. Cod can live up to 25 years and weigh over 90 kilograms. In the 1970s, there was no way to accurately predict the total cod population to ensure sustainable harvest. With an increase in technological advances, the decline of cod became more apparent with more efficient fishing methods.
Fishermen are now using GPS tracking devices to find schools of cod. The practice of this fishing method has gotten much more expensive because the populations are found much further off the coastline than they used to be, and in deeper water. The fishing community has found it difficult to make a living on cod sales due to all of the extra time and energy spent out at sea.
Another reason why cod populations are declining is that their food source has also been affected by the warming waters. As the decline of cod continue, it begs the question, what effect will this decline have on the larger web of life in cod's surrounding ecosystem? Cod prey on planktivorous species that eat plankton, and as the decline of cod has continued, the amount of planktivorous species increased dramatically. As planktivorous species continued to grow in population, their prey, plankton, started to decline. Although there was an increase in planktivorous species, cod did not increase. For example, in Newfoundland, because of the demand on cod and the increase of planktivorous species, the area has become virtually zapped for resources and now cannot sustain the fish that reside there. In the early 1960s, the stock was estimated at almost 2 billion spawning individuals. The population represented 75 to 80% of Canada's entire cod stock. In the 1970s, annual harvests often removed 60% of adult cod in the Canada-US population. Their harvest level was 3 times the recommended amount to sustain healthy stocks. Since that time, the number of cod 5 years and older have declined by 97%. Due to the dramatically declining population, many scientists and conservationists push for higher fishing regulations. Since the moratorium in Canada and the Greater Banks, there has been a slight increase in cod population each year. Many fishermen have been catching dogfish as an alternative to cod. This allows the cod to start to make a comeback, but without proper regulation, the dogfish could await a similar fate as the cod. If there are more strict fishing regulations that allow a sustainable amount of the population of cod and dogfish to be harvested, then both of these species can thrive. As a society, we must also consider the environmental impacts of our diets and work to eat sustainably harvested food.